In this section, we're going to look at the first part of the signal chain, that's U. We all spend a lot of time thinking about the guitars, amps and pedals that we use to get different sounds, but there are a lot of tonal variables right here in your hands. Now it sounds obvious, but how and where you strike the strings and with what has a significant effect on the noise you make. It's a big part in why certain players end up sounding the way they do. Take somebody like Mark Knopfler for example. He doesn't use a pick, opting for the flesh of his fingers. Somebody like Stevie Ray Vaughan, meanwhile, had a harder pick attack, often using the fat end of the plectrum to really dig in, then snapping strings with his fingers and thumb. Lots of players will use a hybrid picking style where they'll use the pick and your fingers for different textures on different strings. Think about guys like Jerry Donahue, Albert Lee, and plenty of blues players too. So let's go back to basics and listen to this lick. The first time I'm going to play it with the flesh of my fingers, and the second time with a metal plectrum back near the bridge. As you'll hear, there's a big difference in how they sound. As we said earlier, what you hit the strings with has a big effect on how they sound. So let's have a listen to some different picks. I'll vary my attack as you would when emphasizing dynamics in your everyday playing. So what are some of the common applications for different approaches to touch then? Well, for a soft strumming sound, try a very thin plectrum. I'll vary the position of the strum so you can hear how that affects the tone. get a more chimey, aggressive sound, use a thick pick right back by the bridge and play really hard. I'll show how that compares with a thin pick played softer near the neck. Billy Gibbons of ZZ Top famously uses a Mexican peso that's made into a pick. If we add a little gain to the amp and use the edge of the metal on the string, you can get a metallic edge on the beginning of the note. I'll use a regular pick, then do the same thing, digging in with the edge of the coin. Finally, why not explore the tonal textures you have available with your fingers alone? We're always looking for new licks and phrases to play, but how about just looking for new ways to play the ones you already know? This all goes hand in hand with the pickup selection, tone and volume pot manipulation, and just generally knowing your guitar. As we said at the top of the chapter, there's a lot right here in your fingers. There's one technique that uses pick and flesh together, the pinched harmonic. It helps to have plenty of overdrive dialed in on the amp for this, and they tend to pop out best when using the bridge pickup. So what you're doing here is picking the note, but just touching the edge of your thumb on the string as you pick. Where you touch the string depends on the harmonic created, like this.